Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Hey, Diamond, what are you up to over there?
Yeah, it looks pretty serious.
Is that a house?
You bet it is. I'm building a place where all of us can hang out. Real windows, a sturdy roof, everything.
Whoa, it's beautiful.
Foundational Black Americans should be paid reparations as soon as possible.
Good evening. Across the country, conversations are igniting over what has been dubbed the Costco sample files. Lately,
This Black History Month, we're highlighting foundational Black Americans whose ingenuity, innovations, and labor play a critical role in American culture and infrastructure, including Alexander Miles, who invented automatic elevator doors in 1887, and Garrett Morgan, who invented the three-light traffic signal in 1923. And our next guest is working to ensure that foundational Black Americans' contributions are known.
Before the modern day toilet, the can, the pot, the throne, the john, whatever you call it, going to the bathroom used to be messy, uncomfortable, it smelled bad, and it could also spread disease. All that began to change because the foundational Black American invented the modern indoor toilet, and his name was Thomas Elkin.
If you're really going to be a racist, then you should be a true racist and not use anything or be involved with anything that was invented or created by blacks.
Man, you a bitch.
And again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally.
Forget about me. Don't.
Immigrants built this country, literally.
Man, you a bitch.
We've drafted plans, we've run the numbers. This isn't charity, it's a debt your government never paid. Generations built this country and we're left with nothing. It's past time to settle the account.
We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that. You're going to have to say that I am a proletarian. I am the people. I'm not the pig. You've got to make a distinction. And the people are going to have to attack the pigs. The people are going to have to stand up against the pigs. That's what the Panthers are doing. That's what the Panthers are doing all over the world.
All power to the people.
They know a scam better than anybody. They know what it is to be scammed.
This graphic masterpiece like Master Chief. Now watch this angel get a halo. His whole circle full of squares. They think I'm making him an ego. They scream Marsha Mathers cooking. I'm just catering the table. But it ain't word salad when you see me raising the potato. Now, what he talking about?
It's over. FBA, the Foundational Black American. These niggas ain't involved in nothing outside. They ain't doing shit outside.
Stop the cap.
Man, you a bitch.
We built this country, and it's time it pays us back.
Shithead, you're a nigger! And I am, by the way, the least racist president you've had in a long time, as far as I'm concerned.
Stop the cap.
President, a number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake.
Man, you a bitch.
Sledding, just enjoying it. One thing, oops.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining me. Hope everybody blessed, staying safe, staying out the way. So I'm gonna get right to it. So yeah, how many of you could say that, you've been around people like that? you literally, you be around people like that. You either work around them, a lot of us are co-workers, they be our co-workers. Everything be play, everything be joke, everything be jokey joke, everything be play. And you're often what? You hear shit like, why you so serious? Why you, like, you just be trying to go to work, get your bread, and get the fuck up out of there. And they up here, everything jokey joke, everything giggly, Nigga constantly, everything. That's what she said. It's like, man, like every little thing. And the thing about it is, like, they work ethic don't even reflect that kind of energy, if that makes sense. They ain't even putting points up on the board. It's like, man, how you got room to just be, talking shit and spitting out little bullshit ass jokes. They often be like very covert racist. I mean, this shit that Trump pulled, this calling us monkeys, which, Obama and them, shout out to Michelle Obama, that's Chi-Town. The thing about it is, they know what they be doing. They really just like reactions. That whole calling us monkey shit is corny as hell. As you can see, they ain't creative. They don't have no kind of, wit, or, what I'm saying? Like, they can't pull out no new playbook. This is the, same playbook that's been going on and on. And of course, if you ask me or you ask any of us, we know what it is. It's them projecting and shit. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, you look like a fucking baboon ass. You know what I mean? You look like a monkey butt, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? And you look like the actual monkey. But, yeah, I've had to check people. I ain't never been called a monkey. I ain't never been. Like, on all actuality, I just laugh at this nigga because I already know. I know niggas like that. I know white boys like that. I know Mexicans like that. We all know somebody like that. We even know our own that's like that. That's just the culture here in America. You know what I'm saying? The stereotypes become jokes. And, they be borderline, like, damn, nigga, you done crossed the line. You fucking... You know what I mean? Racist bastard. Like, at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. But I could say my angle that I was looking at, that I admit, that's why I cracked up when I seen it. It's like, this shit it's expected. You got a dickhead like him, as your commander-in-chief. It's expected. I mean, why it's expected to me? This the first thing that came to my mind is you work with motherfuckers like this every day. You coexist with people like this on the road, at your grocery stores, at your kids' school. Everybody got this same kind of frequency, just like that. He's the poster child of what actually reflects how America is. I appreciate it, but at the same time, you got to look at it from the angle of, hold up, this your president being goofy and shit like this. And it's been before this. You should have been seen that he ain't fit for it. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty, wild for your president to be doing little corny shit like this, you know what I mean? Taking shots, racist shots, and you know, there was a lot of other motherfuckers in the video too. I thought the whole shit was funny, but at the same time, corny funny, if that makes sense. But yeah, you shouldn't be offended by now. In 2026, when they call you a monkey, you know it's projecting. You know damn well it's projecting. You know they the ones with the thin lips and, you know, no ass and shit, shit like that. Pause. But yeah, you shouldn't even get offended by this nigga at that point, man. We all know a 45. We all know a Trump, man. We all know this dude. We work with it. A lot of times it be our supervisor that be like that. Somebody that you gotta fucking take orders from. I could say in my time on this earth, I done had supervisors like that, and you had to check them. Like, man, this dollar don't mean shit. I'll run up in your mouth, boy. And then they get you up out of there. They escort you out of there as soon as you flex on them. But yeah, we've all had motherfuckers like that. You gotta take orders from this dickhead, you know, dumb as rocks. But it just reflects how it is across the board, across the society. This is your average cashier, you know what I'm saying? That's your average fucking, you know, nurse. That's your seriously, bus driver, what have you. That's more common than the motherfucker that say gets offended by it. Like, I've always spoke to people about this exact topic because I would have issues with fitting in climates like this. Follow me. Like, say the whole locker room or the whole you know, crew at work, they all have a certain camaraderie, you know what I mean, where everybody talk about certain topics and you ain't necessarily interested in. I don't know about you, I've always been a outcast as far as shit like that. And I could say as a young boy, like when I ain't know no better, like probably like 10, 11, you call yourself trying to fucking fit in with that little, you know, that awkwardness. Like you're like, man, what's wrong with me? But then really it's like, nah. You know, you quickly grow out of that shit, which mine was like, you know, 13, 14, where I'm like, yeah, fuck these little faggot ass niggas. You know what I mean? They up here making corny jokes all day, ain't bout shit, you know what I'm saying? They ain't putting up no points on the board, they just, you know what I'm saying? And that to me, like when he did that shit, when he put, you should be expecting that kind of shit. He don't have no life, man. He don't have no life. Even if he is the president, he don't have no life. It's pretty disgusting to see with everything that is going on and things that need to be assessed, you know, things that need to be fixed, all these issues that we got going on in America and globally. You got this cat sitting up here worrying about racism. And that's how a lot of these Americans are behind closed doors. And, you know, if some of them decide to get froggy and be overt, you know, you'll see that. But, you know, this is how a lot of them live miserably, just like that. Like you living in their head rent free, you know. You walking around smiling, you know what I mean, unbothered, you know, blessed. You know, moisturize, you drinking your water, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing bothering you. And, you know, it bothers the shit out of them that you unbothered. You know what I mean? So they'll pull out these little bullshit ass jokes every once in a while. You monkey. Like, oh, okay. That's all you got? Come on now. Pay them damn reparations, boy. That's all I got for these motherfuckers, man. They trying to play the long game. They trying to stall him out, Debo. They trying to stall him out. And it's like, man, pay these fucking reparations, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with my people, man. Everything that's going on, everything that need to be assessed and addressed, You sitting up here making little AI cartoons and shit. Boy, pay these fucking reparations, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it very brief, straight north and south. I ain't got much to say about it. But I'm also gonna go into, speaking of reparations, big up, congratulations to the FBA family for keep pushing that line on these people and them folks about who we are. See, the thing about this milestone, right, is a huge, major deal, right? It's a major deal. The thing about this milestone is that when you're able to define yourself, you no longer can be defined by an outsider, by, others. That's powerful. You know what I mean? That's powerful. Like I line it up with, which that's the next step, even if I'm not on this earth when our people realize this, but I line it up with when I found out that we the real Israel, like we the real God's chosen people. Like that was so empowering. And it's like, I don't care what I have that's tangible or don't have that's tangible. That meant everything to me. You get what I'm saying? So with that said, when we're able to be specific, the delineation came, you notice that everything was right on beat, right on time. And I don't know about you, we grew up here, God is always on time. You know what I mean? Not when you want him to be, but he be there on time. You know what I mean? And like that, it's just major. Everything is on beat. Everything is on beat, on the right path. And we ain't even lifting a finger. Ain't nobody out there, you know what I mean? Causing bloodshed. We ain't out there protesting. None of that. It's just major. It's a major deal, especially for, a global platform like ABC News. A lot of our elders watch Nightline and all them. You know what I'm saying? These news stations, they watch them, and a lot of, whether you want to understand this or not, a lot of our people had no idea what FBA is, had no idea, never even heard of it, and that came across the airwaves. You see what I'm saying? And that they're like, what is that? They plant the seed. You see what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie to you. On the side note, I've heard recently, I'm gonna have to do the research on that, but I've heard recently that ABC News took down the footage off of their, streaming off of their, social media since then. And that speaks volumes. That speaks major volumes. So, and don't fret, like you hear something like that, don't fret from it. Don't get discouraged. Oh, that's even more of a confirmation. You know what I'm saying? Just like I was saying throughout the whole time, throughout the delineation and us being able to be specific about our lineage, throwing that foundational in front of the Black American, man, that's super specific, and it's super accurate. You know what I mean? There's no gray area in that. There's no, but, yet, you know what I mean? There's none of that. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know what I'm saying? So I was saying that just to push back on something righteous, you know what I mean? Just having to push back on the righteous cause, you're doing the right thing. You are on the right path. And we was getting that the whole time. You know what I mean? We was getting that the whole time. Yeah, I admired it the day I heard it, even back when I was hearing Dr. Claude Anderson, speak up. He was calling it Native Black American, you know what I mean? Like, I respected it, because I grew up in the 80s, 90s, 90s kid. We ain't never used terms like African American. I can honestly tell you that I ain't never see the term African American unless we was reading they little Webster books, them Macmillan books or whatever, textbooks, or once I became out in the workforce and I got to fill out an application for a job, for a gig, you feel me? That's when you like African American, and you ain't relate or line up with any one of those other bubbles. So it was like, you know what I mean? And then I can honestly say, I noticed seeing it, over the years, it would have black/African American. You get what I'm saying? We're going to get it to where it says foundational Black American. Be very specific, you know what I mean? Drop that African. That shit is obsolete. Of course we got African blood in us. Of course. Like, if you want to be technical, everybody does. Elon Musk is your African American. See what I'm saying? Like those Afrikaners that came recently that Trump let in, those are technically African Americans. Like that, so, I had to explain this to even my mother, and other elders. I've had to explain this to them, like, for that to happen, for this delineation to happen is major, because for years, even through your upbringing and things, the resources were spread thin. Why? Because you had groups taken from you. You know what I mean? You had groups taken from you when it came to an allotment. What was specific to you, you paying into the pot, and then once you got to go to, dip out of the pot that's allotted to you, it ain't there because others was able to, pinch from your shit. Fuck a pinch. They was able to like shovel out of your shit, put a dent in it. You know what I mean? And have their own allotment. That sounds very, savage, right? That sounds dirty to me. That's how when I first realized this, true story, when I first realized this is me going to college and I'm filling out scholarships, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm applying for scholarships and things, and if you've been in school and college, and you apply for different scholarships, you will see that they have different categories. You know what I mean? You'll have your Pacific Islander lane. You'll have your, you know what I'm saying? African lane. They even be specific as Ghanaian. Nigerian. They'll be super specific. They'll have their own scholarship that they can apply for. So with that said, when it came down to us, it'll say African American. We never had one that was specific to be, on some real shit. We've never had nothing that was specific here in America. You know what I mean? So with that said, rest in peace to our elders. You know what I mean? Dr. King, Dr. MLK, different ones, what is it? Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, different ones that was always speaking on things like that, like, hey, we ain't never had nothing specific for us. Even our empowered groups, like the Black Panthers, when it came to us having to do, like, we don't sit on our hands, and you can still see that spirit in our people to this day. As you can see, once you see what different things that Trump is doing, it's exposing a lot of shit in them other groups, right? It's exposing a lot of those lies. Like, for example, the EBT myth, the food stamp myth and all that shit. And it's like, nah, you the one in them lines, man. And it ain't even on no shit like we on some aha shit. It's just you was coming from the spirit on saying aha like us. And it's like, nigga, we show you how to fucking bust down the mill. We'll show you how to save and how to, work around. You know what I mean? Get conditioned for this fuck shit that your people laid out. Like, stop it. And then here it come, boom, your own, orange dude, pink dude, take away your cheat sheet, your lifeline, and then you crying and shit. That's what's going on right now. I wonder how you feel seeing you know what I mean? Yeah, I've seen different videos online of different people that support MAGA, support Trump, and they losing their minds like they on some like trying to apologize for voting for him and shit. And it's like, nah, nigga, hold your own nuts, stand on that shit, stand on that shit. You don't mean that anyway. It's like. You a dickhead, you know, you a dirty motherfucker. Hey, you know, live in that shit, you know what I'm saying? Sleep in that bed. Stop it. I don't care about your sorries. Stuff your sorries in the sack. That's on everything. But yeah, leave a comment, you know, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. But leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this whole, when they be on some jokey joke shit all the time, but you know damn well there ain't no room to be all jokey joke and play and shit. There's a time for that. You know, we know there's a time for that. There's a time for the jokes and the play, and there's a time to, you know, get shit done. This is why shit don't get done here in this country. Cause you got motherfuckers like this, and this, like I said, this is across the board. This ain't just about no specific race. This ain't just about no specific race. You know, he's a reflection of how, you know, the nation is, how the country is. You know, the state that the country is currently in. You know, you got niggas dumb as rocks. You got motherfuckers that can't read, can't count, can't add, can't multiply, can't subtract, can't divide. Seriously. These are the facts. So when they ask you, you know, why you so serious, shit, you ask them what's so funny. Ain't nothing funny. Anyway, till then, you know, stay you. Stay true to you. Ain't no play. This ain't no game, people. This ain't no game. Ask them what's so funny. They gonna ask you why you so serious. Shit, that's when I say, shit, cause you owe my people. You owe my people them reparations. Shit, pay them reparations. You owe a debt. But yeah, shit, stay safe, stay dangerous, stay blessed, stay out the way. Peace.